Welcome everyone. We have an exclusive interview with the gorgeous Tracey and Millicent, who are the founders of OAPay, the remittance company. And also we can't wait to hear about your journey on how you set up this business from living abroad to getting into this company. So we're excited to hear all about it.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
I second that.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So please tell me, what inspired you to get onto this journey and how did you come about OAPay?
I'll let Tracey take that one.
So thank you for the opportunity to be here. And how we started OAPay really started from the lockdown period where everything was shut down, and as a family woman, you were thinking of something else you can bring a source of income. So I was working remotely as an accountant for a firm overseas, and through discussions, they were like, why don't you apply for a license? And I said, okay, let me give it a shot. Obviously that time, search online what was the requirement, and I knew I needed a compliance officer, and I had a capital elsewhere. I just thought, let me work with him to apply, and that's how the journey started.
How the USA started, Tracey, she started on her journey and she said, hey, let's expand. So being in the US, I've been there for basically since I was 11. I decided, why not? I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. My parents are entrepreneurs. So when she brought that idea, I was like, let's go for it. So that's how USA got born too.
That's amazing. So just to make it make sense, you run UK,
yes,
and then you run USA.
Yes.
We got UK and USA in the Love it, fantastic. So let's keep moving on, and let's say you basically walked in the shoes of your customers and the challenges I guess they've faced in terms of sending money abroad or trying to get services done, and how has that translated in the business that you run now?
So how we think about making it easier for our customers, because I've lived it, I've sent money back home. Typically, you have to go into a brick and mortar, take your documents. Sometimes you don't have it, sometimes you do. So our motto is to make it seamless as possible. And what that means is we're online, right? So you have a computer, you have a phone, you can be able to send the funds. Obviously, we're regulated, so you have to have your ID, all of the KYC items that is needed, we do, but we make it seamless as in it's a virtual online. You don't need to go into a place. You can do it while you're in bed. We're 24 hours a day. And the exciting thing for people to know is we don't charge fees. So yeah, we don't charge fees.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah. I don't know, Tracey, you want to add some more things, you can.
Yeah, exactly what she said. And obviously the lockdown, people were spending a lot of money back home to support families and friends. And most importantly, we have a customer-focused approach. Mm-hmm. Whereas I was behind the scenes during the transaction, any queries, you have somebody to talk to be able to respond to you promptly. You're not just emailing and waiting for a response. So we are very, very customer-focused.
That's amazing. Thanks for telling us that you don't charge fees, because I'm running to it immediately. So let me just get into this. The fintech business is male dominated. We know that it's predominantly for males. What have been some of the most significant challenges that you faced as a female in a male dominated industry?
When we got into the business, although it's not said that it's male dominated, we didn't go into it worrying or thinking about it's male dominated. So as we're in it, we quickly found out that it's male dominated. So besides the fact that, we're African women, we're women and women, right? And we're mothers. The navigation of all those things are like key points that I didn't think about. So you can take that as a challenge and let that kind of shake you or defeat you. So we want to be the change that we don't see in this space. So i.e. we have a lot of things that we're focused on getting more females in the business and understanding that like the challenge is there, but if we focus on the challenge, we're not going to move forward. So,
and exactly what Millicent said, a study was done also by the University of Manchester, and it said only 4% of females are in the fintech in the CEO position. So not even founders, CEO position. So we realize that we are in a space where we need to strive and push ourselves and prove the society wrong and encourage other females to take the leap of faith and take risk. Every business is a risk. Life is full of risk. So why not you take this opportunity if you have the opportunity? And thankfully, we were successful to get their approval from the regulators. And the good thing about overseas here, there's opportunities. There's no restrictions. It's up to you. If you want to do something, the opportunities are there. Even though there's hidden, they will double check you. It took about 9 months for the UK approval because they kept asking questions. Why do you want to do it? Do you have the qualifications? So all of that back and forth. But as long as you know you're legit, why not?
I absolutely love this. You are basically breaking glass ceilings because you're literally stepping into shoes that haven't been walked in because you're doing it and there's not many people. Number one, you're women. Number two, let's face facts, you're beautiful black women. Number three, on top of it, you're females, your mothers, your wives.
Yeah.
But what would you say has been the greatest sacrifice you've had to make in terms of stepping into this business?
You want to go? Every day is a sacrifice. Like I said, sometimes 24 hours you're not sleeping because, at the beginning it was just 2 people running it. And sometimes, you need support and you don't have, but the business has to keep pushing, so you just push yourself. So I think sacrificing on our lifestyle, family, but thankfully we had good support. My husband, my family, we encouraged me to keep on going. So I think for me, it's that balance and we've had to sacrifice.
Yeah, I would say every day is a sacrifice, but I do have great support. My husband, although he's like, you could just go to work. I mean, you could be working for the same thing, like corporate America. You were getting paid very well. Why are you doing this? But I also have 2 girls, so they look at me. So if I'm going for them as well. So it's not just about me. And there's so many people that look at you, although you're like, oh, it's just an everyday thing. We're just, we sleep a few hours, that's fine. We got to keep the business going. But people are looking at you and they're cheering you on, even though you don't hear it.
Yeah.
So it's important that we're not seeing it as we're giving up something, we're working towards something. So, sacrifices are there all the time, but I would say we just don't focus on it.
So many powerful women in business, especially, have been told they're overambitious, they're too much. This is words I'm very familiar with. And I want to know, being in business, is this something that you've had to deal with? And if so, how have you navigated what other people have had to say, especially leading OAPay?
For me, funny enough, even my husband says I've changed. And the thing is, when you're in a sense of responsibility, you change, you grow fast. And I've seen myself become stronger and ward anything that puts me down because I know I'm doing something not for myself. I have people that I employ across the globe and their livelihood depends on me, my success. So I just ward those words off if it's not encouraging. And if it's encouraging, I appreciate that and say I'm doing it for a purpose. And like as we said, we are not just doing it to make business. This business has been developed by African developers. All our developers are based in Africa. And we are adding value to Africa. We're cutting down non-employment. And we're also bringing foreign currency that helps Africa. So I try not to get my mind on the negative side of things. And I don't know if you want to add to that, Millicent.
Yeah, I mean, you hear that all the time, or you're acting like a guy, or, you know, all of the words that you can hear. But to me, it is what it is. There's got to be a little bit of mixture of all kinds of characteristics that's not just centered around males or whatnot. So I think that's kind of the difference too that we have to understand, that words, we're associating you're acting, I don't know what you said, strong or dominant as male. But why can't a human being that's trying to achieve something be strong and dominant? Does that mean that they're not? So it's just those words that I hear it. And sometimes you look at you and reflect and say, is it negative? Which it's supposed to be negative, but
I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with it. I gotta be this way.
To make a to feel
No, I'm just saying that's true though. So
And you have to be resilient to get what you want.
Yeah. And you understand.
Listen, keep it coming, keep it pushing, where we're going.
Yeah.
Let them say what they want to say. 100%. I love the energy, ladies.